This is part 2 of my drone footage in Powell River in 2023. And a lot of this part is up at my friend Sam's place. And we're going above the trees to see the view. Harwood Island there. And the tip of Texade Island. We did some experimenting. We were measuring how tall some of them trees were. We found a couple as accurate as I could be with the drone to be 200 feet high, which was good because that's what the limit of my drone was in that area. Just a quick fly around, seeing what's around this place. Right there is a dog, a babysitting dog place, daytime only. And there's looking at part of his house. This is a family-oriented one for my family, but it's kind of like a documentary explaining what's there. As in my first one, I do a lot of yapping, but it's for my kids to look at and their grandkids and down the road. That brown grass used to be a little 9-hole golf course. They've kind of let it go now, and it was a tricky little course. Went there a couple of times with my brother when we met for holidays in Powell River. I moved away 55 years ago, but I've been there a few times since then. And I should have went up. I never went past Sam's place, past that golf course, but it looks like there's some pretty nice houses in there. And I think eventually that road, I'm not sure, might join up to Mason Road. But yeah, they're pretty big houses. I just about finished this circle. Trying not to make it too boring. But Sam likes to see what he's got there, and I'd like to look at it too. And then I zoomed in for I could see the mill better. You lose the quality of the film, but it sure brings it in closer. We're coming around to the mill there. It makes the mill look pretty close to Westview, doesn't it? Still lots of smoke in the air. Of course, they're swinging by the islands. They tell me that's a sacred island now. You can't go on it. That's one island I never was on. And we're coming to the tip of Texade Island pretty quick. There's the Comox Powell River Ferry. You can't see Vancouver Island today, it's just too smoggy. And there's Sam and Roxy just sitting there having a chit wag while feeding the squirrels. You can see the peaches on that tree. The deer and the bear come right up to that, right up where he's sitting there, and pick the peaches off the trees. There's his garden. He's not doing it. He's got somebody else that planted some stuff there this year. Didn't get any deer or bear on the video, but the bear come to that apple trees to the right of the edge there, and the bears eat the apples. There's Sam's sunflower seeds. I've got still pictures of Roxy standing by them. They're actually 12 feet tall. Bought the seeds as 12-foot tall seeds. There we are sitting in the shade. Now we'll get on to other parts. That was for Sam mostly. This is from the viewpoint in Powell River. There's the mill, pretty quiet looking now. And there's the cement ships. There's supposed to be 10 there. I couldn't get the one on the left. If it's still there, it might have sank. did count 9 of them. There's a sign that beside there. I took a still picture of it and explains what was on all those ships and the name of the boats. And might even have the crew members on there, I'm not sure. And I tell people those are cement ships. I don't believe it, but they were actually made of cement. It's a massive project just to be shut down. I don't know what they're going to do with it. You can see the hydropowers where the dam is back there on the top right. And this was the last thing we did in the last day. I thought it was a longer hike to get down there, but found out it wasn't. Eagle River, many, many times swam there. There's the water coming in the top of the pond. It was one of our hangouts for swimming in the pools there. And then when I discovered this was our last day there, we were catching the ferry later that night. There's the cliff we jumped off into that pool. And if you're real brave, I never did it, but most people did. You go to the left side there. That's the second pond you could dive off. Unfortunately, when I got this home and looked at it, there was a person doing aerobics and filming himself with a tripod there on that rock. And I had to cut a lot of the film out, and my motion tracker wouldn't pick it all up. And I left some in there, and that's what that happy face is, covering the person up. Didn't want them to see themselves on YouTube without knowing and not having permission. And that's about the end of it. This is was the end of our very relaxing trip. We drove both ways on the highway a couple of times while we were there. Put a lot of miles on the rental car, and 500 kilometers we rented it in Coma.